Future has not been written. There is no fate but we make for ourselves. In honor of the 35th anniversary of the franchise and a new movie, hey, on the way, let's open up 2003's Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. After a prologue showing a war-torn world in the year 2032, we open on John Connor, played by Nick Stahl. While he will one day be leader of human resistance, the film's portrayal as a drifter living off the grid with no phone or permanent address. Scouting events Office of Medicine has joined intertwined with the arrival of two Terminators. The T-1 played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and the TX, or Terminatrix, played by supernatural actress Kristanna Loken. This movie may not be on the same order matter to his first couple. This has a lot more going for it than many give it credit for. The casting is actually pretty solid for starters, especially in the case of Kate Brewster, played by Claire Danes. Apparently, she's one of the last people cast for the movie, so a lot of her surprise about what's happening is totally real. Elsewhere, Kate's father Robert, played by David Andrews, is Lieutenant General in the military who oversees a new system known as Skynet after the collapse of Cyberdyne during the events of T2, making it a computer virus, and the TX going on a rampage killing future human resistance members. Still makes more sense to deal with Warmon's plan. As for Kate's cell phone going dead as she tries to flee with John, there's some more justification than other movies as Sky is trying to cut off communication lines. The car chase also admittedly pretty good for the time. While James Cameron was hard at work in the first Avatar, Jonathan Mostow was admittedly pretty solid director for the role. She sees John meet up with the T-101, much to John's confusion. Also, remember this part of the hydrogen fuel cell will be important later. After stalking up a local AM/PM, the three head to a funeral home while the TX kills Kate's fiance Scott from the earlier scene and assumes his form to tail them. This part also reveals that Sarah Connor died after his post Judgment Day. In reality, Linda Hamilton was offered a chance to reprise the role, but she declined, saying that at the time the T2 was where her character arc ended. More on that later, as they discover weapons cache and had to fight their way out. This actually seems to help even better than I thought, and I've actually been waiting to address this movie for a while. There's even a brief part of Dr. Silberman, played again by Earl Bowen, who's only acted besides Arnold in all three original films. The expression on his face as he tries to console Kate while witnessing the show somebody says, "Oh no, not again." As the TX is about to go after Robert Brewster, John came to one perfect only confrontation with cyber research systems, but also forced Skynet's activation at Tefet's attack at 6:18 p.m. that night. Let's also compliment the crew of this film. Marco Beltrami does a good job of taking away music from Brad Fiedel in the previous films. I really like Don Bridges' cinematography here, getting more detail as finale draws closer. On that note, though I never thought much about it when I was younger, I actually like how John in this movie isn't that different from the chaotic energy as Father Carris in the first film. I'll bring this up again next time. Robert activates Skynet and its research systems as a virus everyone feared. TX shoots Robert while assuming Kate's form, and a final battle is in motion. As Robert's led to his office with key information in his safe, I must say his special effects have held up incredibly well over time. Between the T-1 tanks, the HK drones, and Clash of the Terminators, both the CGI and practical effects are top notch here. The makeup and animatronics show how much Stan Winston did for the series. He may be gone, but what he left behind will last forever. Getting a red envelope, Robert tells John and Kate to get to Crystal Peak and see Nevada Mountains before he's finished up by an HK drone. We then get a fight between the T-101 and TX in the barracks, ending with the TX incapacitating and hacking the T-101. Kate also shoots down one of the HK drones, with John commenting that she reminds him of his mother. I also never thought about how similar their arcs when I was younger, but Sarah and Kate do follow similar paths, going from regular people just thrown in the situation, having to adapt and survive to the chaos around them. John then activates an electromagnet before they get to the hangar, which attracts the TX and scrambles her circuits. It doesn't totally stop her, but gives enough time to get the flight plane that he and Kate trained on. There's also a brief "I know you're in there somewhere" fight between John and the T-101. I know it's supposed to be a serious scene, but kind of like Luke discarding his lightsaber, I can't help but laugh a bit as they escape the T-101 wrecks a jeep before he started himself. Terminator is confused. Terminator used strength. Terminator snapped out of its confusion. John and Kate make the bunker at Crystal Peak, with John having a bag of explosives destroy the system core. The codes help them inside, and now we get the real fight between T-101. As the last other hydrogen fuel cell overheats, it's shoved down T-X's throat, and T-1 says, as she explodes, "You are terminated," and insert snippet of the Who's Won't Get Fooled Again here. While John and Kate realize this isn't the system core, but a bunker for survivors, Skynet is also making its attack over the world and close on to accepting their role as the leaders of human resistance, saying the battle has just begun. We'll get to that next time. While not in the same order of magnitude as the first two movies, this one held up much better than expected. I remember liking it when I first saw it at age 12. I've seen it many times before I wanted to review it. But wanting to do this since the last movie in 2015, I'm glad I finally have a chance to now. The film may not have the same strong story as the first two, but the casting is surprisingly good. The CGI for the time is pretty good, and the practical special effects are fantastic. It's not my favorite entry, but it's also not my least favorite either. The new movie will not only see new cast members join the series, but also return Arnold, James Cameron's producer, alongside Hector Deadpool, Tim Miller, but also return Linda Hamilton and Sarah Connor. The movie will be a direct sequel to the first two that ignores the other ones once Christmas Returns did. One other things, I had to wonder, with Disney now owning Curtis Peter Fox, does it make Sarah Connor Disney princess? All joking aside, this movie was among the biggest hits of 2003, got $150 million domestically and $403 million worldwide on a budget selling $175 million. Though I don't know how the new movie will fare, I do know that I will keep enjoying this movie as one of the more underrated and interesting series. My final rating is 3 stars out of 4. I already have my next Terminator review ready to go. Probably see it when it gets closer to the new one coming out. Right now, however, I need something a bit more festive for my next movie review. Later.